So, you think you're ready for this?
To take on the world? Why not?
Every day, in many ways, the Royal Flying Doctor Service takes the finest care to Australia's furthest corners so that all Australians can enjoy the best of health. The Royal Flying Doctor Service has been taking care of Australians for over 80 years. But we still need your help to continue providing emergency rescue and essential health care to remote and rural communities. Make a donation or become a supporter and help keep the Flying Doctor flying.
With the warmer months upon us, here are some poolside safety tips. Because not everyone can swim like Clarkie and I. S is for supervision. Always have an adult watching over the kids. A is for Oswim. Have your children taught to swim by an Oswim licensed teacher. F is for fencing. Ensure secure fencing surrounds your pool. E is for emergencies. Always be prepared. R is for rule. Ensure your family know the rules around your pool. Be safer and have fun.
Hallelujah. Om Mani Padme. Om Allah.
Hello and welcome to Harmony in Diversity, a program that endeavours to encourage harmony and diversity across the wide range of faiths and beliefs here in Victoria, by showcasing individuals and groups involved in interfaith and multi-faith activities. In today's program we take a look at the Focolare movement of the Catholic Church, and a visit their local youth group went on to the Holocaust Museum, along with a group of Muslim and Buddhist friends. First of all, I spoke to Stephen Hall about the Focolare's origins.
The Focolare movement began in Italy, in Trent, in 1943, and it began with just a young woman. Her name was Chiara Lubick, but she called it like a revelation. A priest once said to her, "God loves you immensely," and for her this was a huge discovery that God is love. That everything that happened to her, everything that happens to all of us, there's always a plan of love behind it. So she began communicating this idea to a group of friends, and within no time this group had become a little community. And in wartime, Trent, under the bombs, they often used to go to the air raid shelters, this group of young women, and it was always a way of escaping death to go to the air raid shelter, and all they would take was just a copy of the Gospels, and they'd read it by candlelight, and they'd try to put into practice what they read. So do to others what you would have them do to you. So when they were running to the shelters, perhaps they saw elderly people, and to help the elderly people to go to the air raid shelter was to risk their lives, but they did it. But the key phrase that really struck them was when Jesus says at the Last Supper to his Father, he says, "Father, may they all be one as you and I are one." And that's what they felt called to try to work towards, this bringing unity to the world.
Can you tell me how it came about that this very Catholic movement became so involved in the area of dialogue with other faiths and with people of no faith even?
She always said that she didn't create the Focolare. It was something that she tried to do by following God. And so the circumstances of her life led her to understand that this gift of unity she was called to bring to the world through the style of life she was teaching people to live. It wasn't only of use to Catholics, but also for Christians of other churches, and eventually she understood even people of other faiths were able to find things that were useful in this spirituality, which helped to bring unity between people of different faiths. Well, there are two moments that Cara herself mentions. One of them was in Cameroon. There was a tribe called the Bangwa tribe who live in the mountains in Fontem. They had a very big problem with sleeping sickness. They had a very high level of mortality, and the local bishop asked the Focolare to help these people. So the Focolare worked over many years to help the local people help themselves. A hospital was built, and one of the first things they did was to research into sleeping sickness, and within a short time the mortality rate was cut dramatically, and the whole tribe was saved in a way. So the chief, he invited Cara for a reception in the forest in Cameroon, and Cara went there, and even though, as she said, the people weren't Christians, she said that the whole valley where they were seemed to be embraced by God in a sense. There was such a strong presence of God. And this was one of the first times she realised, well, living this way of unity wasn't just for Catholics or not just for Christians. Then later in 1977, Cara received the Templeton Prize for Progress in Religion, and in the hall where she spoke, the Guild Hall, there were representatives of all of the major religions, and when she spoke of her experience as a Christian, how she tried to live for unity, she saw that the followers of all of the other religions were listening so intently, and she felt again that same presence of God who was present among them. And at the end of her talk, when she won the prize, it was the followers of the other religions who sought her out afterwards to speak with her. And then she realised, yes, God was calling her to bring this spirituality of unity also to people of other faiths, not just Christians. From the very earliest times, the Focolare community had people of every vocation, had young people, old people, people in religious vocations, but usually the vast majority of people have been lay people. So Cara felt called by God to help to work towards a new humanity. And to have a new humanity, you needed new people. And these new people could be formed in different ways according to their vocation or according to how they felt called. So within the Focolare, there are many different ways people can be involved. There are groups for children, right from toddlers upwards, up to youth groups. There are different callings for adults. Myself, I'm a consecrated lay person. We have also married people who come to be part of our community. They're still married people, they still live in their families, but they also come to share in our community life. We have people who feel called to holiness in the workplace and to bring unity into the workplace. There are people, as you've mentioned, of different faiths or even who don't have a religious faith behind them, but they all feel called to live for unity, and they find the Focolare spirituality helps them to do that.
Tell us a bit about how important your own Catholic faith is to you, particularly as a member of the Focolare movement, and how that impacts on your relationship with people of other faiths.
Well, I have to say that my faith is my greatest treasure. As a young person, I discovered that for me, Jesus answered all of the questions I had, about life and the mystery of suffering, all of these things. I found the answer in him. With the Focolare, I found a way that I could live this to bring unity. So, for instance, when I think of how Jesus came from heaven, he gave up the majesty of heaven to become a creature like us. And that emptying, that gives me a great model. So if I'm listening to someone from another faith tradition and they're sharing with me about their faith, I try to be very empty of myself and listen really fully to understand what they want to tell me. And I've found that is a great richness that's allowed me to learn many beautiful truths that they have shared with me. Then for me, Jesus on the cross, when he cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" I see that as the great icon of who God is, because if we believe God is love and God is the Trinity, inside the Trinity it must be an emptiness of love for three to be one. So that mutual love and making space for the other is what I want to live with everybody I meet. So with people from another faith background, loving but also welcoming what they want to offer to me is my way of living the Trinity on the earth.
Every new line means 2 more hands. Join us, lions.org.au.
Classifications let you know about the content of movies and computer games, so you can make informed choices. G tells you the content is suitable for general viewing and playing. PG means parental guidance is recommended, and the content may not be suitable for younger children. M says it's recommended for mature audiences over 15. MA 15 Plus indicates that legal restrictions apply and the material is not suitable for those under 15. R18 Plus is restricted to 18 years and above. You can also find useful consumer advice next to the classification. Look out for these symbols on games, DVDs, advertising posters and movies. Please use these classifications to help you choose with confidence.
It's easy for things to go wrong around water. More so if you can't swim.
It's great seeing kids confident in the water and enjoying themselves. An important part of keeping kids safer around water is learning to swim.
There are over 600 registered swimming schools that run the Australian Unity Learn to Swim program. To find one, go to the Swim Australia website.
Show Me the Way creates the first social networking sites for Australia's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. With secure online mentoring, Show Me the Way supports students to complete their schooling and continue to TAFE, university or vocational education. Show Me the Way connects students with e-mentors from corporate Australia. With secure online mentoring, Show Me the Way supports students to complete Year 12. To donate, visit showmetheway.org.au.
How has the movement here in Australia gone about fostering unity with other faiths?
Well, there's been 2 ways that I can see. Some of the contacts we have been through official interreligious groups. During the World Parliament of Religions in Melbourne, most recently, we were receiving guests in the Focolare houses and hosting them, guests we had met through the different contacts around the world. So there have been contacts at high levels, but I suppose the main way that we have these contacts is through personal friendships and personal contacts. So yes, through the people we meet, many friendships are built up, and these friendships turn into long-term relationships. I remember, to just give one example, there was a family, a Muslim family we knew in Perth, and they were struck by the love of their neighbours. And they said, "Why do you love us?" And the neighbours said, "Oh, we're part of the Focolare movement." And they said, "Well, what's this Focolare movement?" And a beautiful friendship began between us and that family. And we were very struck. We had our Christmas carols and people were coming dressed up as shepherds and what have you. And the Muslim family came and they dressed their kids as shepherds and angels. So that was a lovely, lovely moment. Then to share the joy of other people is something that Jesus taught us. So for instance, during Ramadan, We often have dinners together with Muslim friends. We might even fast with them to pray to God for peace and then break the fast together. These have been beautiful moments. Recently we've had the joy of meeting the Kadampa Buddhist group, and that meeting began just over a dinner with some friends. And one of the members of the Kadampa Buddhist group, he said that he was studying in Sri Lanka and he was very struck by some of the Catholic nuns that he saw there, and he said he wanted to do something for them. So we said, well, we've got a big kitchen, we could help you cook scones. So we cooked 500 scones with him and his friends, and we sold them, and it was beautiful. When he stood up at the Mass, he said, look, I'm not a Catholic, but I'd like to help raise some money for some nuns that I met in Sri Lanka. And so we raised a good amount of money through that. So just through meeting people, friendships are formed, and from those we move forward. More recently, we continued together, also inviting some Muslim friends of ours, and we had a visit to the Holocaust Centre in Elstonwick, and that was another beautiful moment, and friendships formed there are also continuing. And we hope with the Kadampa friends to have a concert in our backyard during Harmony Week next year.
Tell us a bit more about the visit to the Holocaust Museum. How did the idea come about?
Well, the suffering of the Jewish people is quite a unique suffering, we would have to say. And there's a lot to learn from how they lived that moment of suffering, and if we can be aware of that, we can be part of the solution to make sure that never happens again. So we felt drawn to be able to share in that suffering they had, to learn ourselves how to live for peace, live for unity. So ourselves, the Kadampa youth, and two Muslim friends from the Islamic Research and Educational Academy, we went to this Holocaust Centre. It was a very profound moment of encounter, and I believe that it will be the start of a friendship that continues also with members of the Jewish community as well.
There was a gentleman, Henry, who showed you around at the museum. I was personally very struck by his story. How did Henry's story impact on you and on the other members of the group?
Well, obviously we lived an experience of pain, because the memories which Henry Corn shared with us were certainly not memories that were easy for him to share, and it cost him a lot. And then also for ourselves to hear so many true and difficult things also cost us. But I felt it was a moment of healing for both sides, and at the end we had such a great joy that for me as a Christian it was an experience of death and resurrection, that we had shared this suffering together but arrived at a way of seeing each other as brothers. That was the experience, brothers and sisters, that was the experience we made. And the fact that we were from different religious backgrounds made it more poignant. It was a very profound and beautiful day.
Why did you do it?
After Henry began speaking about his experiences, it makes you realize the history behind the Holocaust and the suffering that he went through. And even just going through, walking around the museum was you didn't actually feel until you actually went in there and saw the images and learned about the suffering where it's can't really explain it. You just really, you feel it as soon as you walk around. And you learn a lot about the history of the Holocaust and the suffering that the Jewish people went through. I think knowledge of other faiths is important because we all live together, and there's a lot of different religions, ethnic backgrounds, traditions and cultures in the world and in society, and I think just understanding them, understanding other faiths is important, just so we can live together in harmony.
You're there when they can't sleep. You're there when they forget. But who's there when they're at school? Asthma can be serious. It affects 1 in 10 Australians and claims 400 lives each year. Does anyone at your school know what to do in an asthma emergency? Log on to asthmafriendlyschools.org.au and find out if your school is asthma friendly. Shouldn't every school be asthma friendly?
Every time you shop, the choices you make affect our community. It is important to select Australian products made by Aussie-owned companies. Our food security means quality and peace of mind. Your purchasing power keeps your dollars multiplying in our economy, keeping jobs, profits and decisions being made right here, which is better for your children.
So the next time you buy, look for the AusBuy logo. It makes all the difference.
We've all seen this one time or another. We may even have done it ourselves. But inhaling balloon gas is very dangerous and can be fatal. The helium in balloon gas acts as an asphyxiant, and when you inhale, it displaces the oxygen in your lungs. Balloon gas is safe in balloons and when you release it in a well-ventilated area and in a safe manner. So the next time you see some sucker about to inhale balloon gas, or you think it's going to be a laugh, stop and be gas-wise.
Tell us about the youth group that you're part of and its involvement with the Focolare youth group.
The Kadamba youth group originated about 2 years ago now. It's actually the first time in the Kadamba tradition that we have ever had the first youth group in the world. So it is quite an achievement for us. And in terms of the activities that we try to conduct, for example, is holding local community events that could try and involve the youth members, not just limited to Kadamba tradition or to Buddhism, but we try to engage people from all sorts of different faiths, and that is what our core beliefs are, to incorporate everybody and so that we can make a better local community. And early this year in April, we held a badminton quake appeal that was very successful in that we were able to fundraise over $1,000 to contribute to the Japanese earthquake and tsunami appeal. And after that we have had other events where our members have gathered together in terms of our social activities and reflection events where we talk about why we believe Buddhism is so core to our lives, and we'd like to share this with with other groups such as the Focolare. So today we just attended the Jewish Holocaust Museum in Elsterwick. There was a surviving victim who explained to us all about his experiences from the past, his memories, and the trauma, the devastation that has happened, but also the main message that he portrayed to us, that he wanted us to take back home, was the key fact of communication. Because where there are people, there are always going to be conflicts and problems, but the most important thing is conflict resolution, is how we communicate with each other so that we can solve the problems and issues that we may have through communication, we will be able to make a better world.
It's always pleasantly surprising to find groups of people who affirm that they belong to a certain faith, and they are faithful to that faith. They practice their faith. So a group of Catholic people with a number of Buddhists, which is in itself an odd mixture, and two young men, Muslims. Now, in the Muslim world, there is this propaganda that the Holocaust never happened. So very often we do get Muslim kids, even born here from Muslim families, who ask the question, why are we told it never happened? And that is a very difficult question to answer. And it's very difficult to explain that it did happen. I mean, you're talking to kids. The two Muslims who came with Focke were already more mature. They were young men whom you could speak to, you know, and explain. And they were willing to listen and willing to accept the fact that it did happen and that it shouldn't happen again. So that was the most useful part of this meeting, was my being able to talk to these two young Muslim men. One was from India and one was from the Mauritius, the island of Mauritius, but Muslims, that they were willing to come to the museum. They decided, well, look, let's test what we have been told is true or not true. So they made the effort to find out, which is basically required if we are thinking, intelligent thinking, human beings. We are told things, we must always test their veracity. This is essential in life, that we do not follow blindly what we are told, but at least try to make sense of it and see if we can find the truth of what we're being told and question.
What made the biggest impression on you today?
Biggest impression from today? For me, it must have been the joy of seeing three different faiths coming together. Because I think being in Australia, people take multi-faith and multiculturalism as something that's, they take it for granted. Whereas in a lot of different countries, it's quite secluded. You can just believe in one particular religion, and it's fairly difficult to have a certain type of freedom. Whereas here, to be able to see these different groups come together and hold an event to try and educate their youth members in terms of harmony and sharing happiness amongst different groups of people, I think that's the best part that I took from today.
That's all for our program today. For more information, and if you want to see this episode again, visit our website, harmonyindiversity.net. Also available there will be a long, raw interview with Henry Korn, telling his story. Until next week, bye for now.
Shanti Om Allahu
Classifications let you know about the content of movies and computer games, so you can make informed choices. G tells you the content is suitable for general viewing and playing. PG means parental guidance is recommended, and the content may not be suitable for younger children. M says it's recommended for mature audiences over 15. MA15+ indicates that legal restrictions apply, and the material is not suitable for those under 15. R18 Plus is restricted to 18 years and above. You can also find useful consumer advice next to the classification. Look out for these symbols on games, DVDs, advertising posters and movies. Please use these classifications to help you choose with confidence.
Hi, I'm Lane Beachley. Australians have recycled enough printer cartridges to cover Bondi Beach 12 times. That's kept 11,000 tonnes of valuable resources out of landfill. Drop your used original cartridges into the special boxes at participating retail outlets, and they'll be turned into new products from pens to road surfaces. Help us keep up the good work. Find out more at cartridges.planetearth.org.
1 in 5 of us are affected.
10% of us will have at least one.
And the numbers double for Indigenous Australians.
Just as quick as a click of your fingers, it can happen to anyone at any time.
What would you do if someone close to you was having a seizure?
Imagine if it was your child.
My brother has it. My sister has it.
I have it.
I have it too.
You're not alone.
You're not different.
And you have a bright future ahead of you.
So click for kids!
I'm Amy Lee, and I'm part of it.
You teach us strangers are dangerous. But someone we know is a much more likely threat. You teach us strangers are dangerous. But who will help when you're not around? Create a world without unnecessary fear. Prepare, don't scare.
Welcome to Migration Stories, produced for NatChat by Northern Access TV here in Melbourne's northern suburbs. I'm Richard Micallef and my guest today is Noriko Tadano. Hello Noriko.
Hello.
You're from Japan originally.
Yes, that's right.
Well, thank you for migrating to Australia.
Thank you for having me.
And enriching us. How is it that you did migrate to Australia? What was the circumstances for your decision?
Well, I was working at the company for over 6.5 years, and I always wanted to go abroad and live in overseas. And one day I had a little bit of sick, and I decided I don't want to spend all my life in working hard in a company. So that's I told my boss.
This is in Japan, in a company there?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, go on.
And then decided to come over here as the Japanese assistant teacher. That was back in 2004, December.
All right.
I'm still here.
Around 9 years ago?
Yes, that's right.
So when that happened in 2004, was that a decision to migrate, or was it a bit of a let's work there and see what it's like?
Yeah, it's more, I was working holiday visa holder, so just trial, just 1 year. But I was seeing a boy who is my husband now at that time. So
indeed.
Yeah. So
an Australian man?
Yeah, he is.
So it's a love migration.
Yes.
The best kind.
Yes.
But take me back to your environment in Japan. Where did you live? Which city?
I grew up in I was born in Chiba City, in Chiba Prefecture. It's near Tokyo, about 40 minutes by train away from Tokyo. And Chiba has it's a peninsula and has the beach along the side. And my town it's not huge, but it's medium population there. And quite big.
Well, Tokyo is what, 8 million?
Yeah, that's right.
And so the town would be what, like 500,000 or something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
And near a beach?
Yes.
So what are the beaches like in Japan?
Especially where the beach where near my house. It's not quite nice actually. It's all industrial side.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, compared to Australian beautiful beach, it's nothing. But still, people going there and doing surfing and so on.
Surfing. Oh well, okay. Yeah. And you would commute every day to work, catch a train?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
And what about your family there? You're so young, so you were talking about perhaps in your early 20s you were working there. How big was your family and how often would you see family members?
In Japan, my parents, mum and dad are there, and I have one older sister. She's in Canada now with my nephew. So 2 daughters of them, my mum and dad.
Yes.
In overseas.
They're overseas.
Yeah.
That must be a little sad for them.
Yeah, but I guess these days on Skype anytime and internet and, you know,
brilliant.
Feel more actually closer than where I was in Japan. So
how interesting.
Yeah, it is. We feel distantly, it's far away, but we are very close.
It has made the world a smaller place and perhaps a little easier to migrate and change and adapt for them.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can, you know, see how you're going, can read your facial expressions and hear a story. Tell me a little bit about, you know, okay, we talked about the beach and that town, but countryside there is in Japan, isn't there? Mountainside, all these wonderful places.
Yes, that's right.
Would you often make a trip to the mountains and such like?
Yeah, I used to travel a little bit, but not much when I was working. It was too hard, too busy. But my father is from Fukushima Prefecture, and my mother is Akita Prefecture, which is it's more northern area of Japan, and especially my father's hometown. It's a beautiful mountain. There is the beautiful river and so on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it traditional, is it normal to have like an annual holiday and go, here in Australia we go camping, something similar to?
Yeah, we have, it's called a Golden Week, which is we can get 5 to 7 days off. It's not a weeks like Australian do.
Yes.
But that's long for Japanese.
Excellent.
So that time we travel.
Excellent. Now, I wonder if your parents are interested to come visit you in Australia?
They have...
That happens too?
Yeah, they were just here in July, August. Especially I gave a birth in June, so my mother and father came, and especially my mother.
Of course, everyone came to see the baby.
Supported me.
Just like in my culture when I was growing up, and people would come from Italy and Malta to see a newborn Australian. Maltese people who are now Australian people. It's just so wonderful. Well, what about your husband? You know, how's he coping with the Japanese culture in his life?
Well, he lived in Japan for 4 years as well.
Wow.
And he's really getting into the Japanese culture at that time too.
Of course.
So he eats Japanese food and he likes the Japanese culture, Japanese things and so on and so on. So it's really actually easy for me to live with him or...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, by living there for 4 years, he fell in love with the country as well as your good self. Well, how wonderful to hear your story. But here you are in Australia, and also you've brought an instrument, and later on we'll be hearing you play it.
Yes.
So that is the shamisen?
Yeah, that's right.
And you're most certainly the best shamisen player in the whole of Australia. We'll find out.
Yes, you find out.
We'll continue with migration stories after the break.
Hot water storage tanks can be a breeding ground for Legionnaire's disease bacteria. You can catch Legionnaire's disease by inhaling small droplets of infected water during showers or other activities. To prevent this from happening, you should never reduce the temperature setting. Tank temperature should be left as set by your plumber. or eliminate the problem completely with a tankless gas hot water system. For more information, visit healthyhotwater.com.au.
Behind every great athlete, there is a great support network. Australian Athletes with a Disability and Wheelchair Sports Australia help athletes realise their full potential.
Gonna go from 3, yes!
No matter their ability, we're there to support them. Sporting opportunities for all abilities. For more information, visit sports.org.au.
Sport is for everyone.
No matter who you are or where you're from,
there's no place for discrimination in sport.
And everyone should feel welcome, safe,
respected and get a fair go.
Whether you're a player, a spectator, a coach or an official.
What do you want from your sport?
Are you ready to make a difference? Sport is for everyone.
And everyone starts with you.
Keep your sport inclusive,
safe, fair and fun.
For more information, go to playbytherules.net.au.
Welcome back. We're here with Noriko and her instrument, and in the background your baby and husband.
Yes.
So congratulations, your baby's around 1 year old or?
6 months now.
6 months. Fantastic. So how is it settling into Australia with a family now?
It's wonderful. Always it's been great.
Good services and facilities for you?
Yes, especially I realised the more things after I gave the birth, or even before, the system of Australia.
The Australian system, medical system?
Great, very good.
It is great, isn't it? We're so lucky, aren't we?
I think so, yeah.
And yes, well, you know, everything's going beautifully well there, but still it's a juggle. Are you working or not working a job at the moment?
I returned to perform.
Oh, of course. Well, now you're performing.
3 weeks. So.
However, before the baby was born, you had a job as well?
Yes, I was doing, as a music artist, I played the instrument.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my job.
Oh, well, that's a brilliant job. I wish I could have such a job myself, but I have insufficient talent. But we'll find out in the next section how you're playing. But what about, so what's a sort of a routine in your day here?
Now it's dramatically changed after the baby is born.
Of course.
But before I practiced shamsen, and I had the students come over, and I also go around the school.
So while teaching students, you're also practicing. I think that's what I did wrong. To be a good musician, you need to practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, that's unnecessary things. Necessary things to do.
Indeed.
Yes, yeah.
And which part of Melbourne do you live in?
We live in Brunswick West.
Well, that's excellent sort of area there, not far from Pascoe Vale in the northern suburbs.
Yeah, we always like a north side. Yeah.
All right. You've always been in the north side?
Yeah, always.
Excellent. Now, what Australian customs have you taken to?
That's a good question.
Mountain climbing?
Oh, drinking beer, maybe.
Drinking
perhaps.
Beer?
Yeah.
Well, Japanese make wonderful beer as well.
Yeah, that's right. But I used to not like a beer in Japan. I always drink other alcohol, but after I decided to come over, I thought I have to drink a beer in Australia because so many, nice beers in Australia. It's a big part of it.
There are nice beers.
Yeah.
And, how big is your kind of friend group? Pretty big, or do you miss other people of Japanese background, or not really?
I do miss my friends in Japan, but I'm very lucky that I have lots of nice friends here as well.
And the music has brought some new friendships in for you?
Absolutely, yeah absolutely. I have so many friends through the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I should mention now, because my colleagues at the Boîte put me in touch with you, and that's the Boîte's little sign. So, but They have, I think, a club and a website service, and they help artists of different backgrounds.
Yes.
How did they help you? I mean, what steps were there?
Yeah, even I was very
new,
very new
to
then,
Australia.
Yeah, to the Australia. Then, especially the instrument, the shamisen was very rare. But then the board always get me to play there, gave me the chance to play.
Continue to give you more and more exposure. Oh,
exactly.
how wonderful.
Yeah, especially they do mixture thing with other musicians. So that's not only myself, but I can meet the other musician as well. And sometimes Indian musician or jazz and so on and so on. So that I got them a lot of knowledge through the opportunity about the music.
How wonderful in Australia that we can have so many people of so many different backgrounds with so few barriers between them.
Yeah, yes.
Do you think we're doing a good job here in Australia?
Absolutely, yeah. I feel no better feeling that's as I'm Japanese here. People, Australian people, always open in mind and interested in other cultures and questioning about and asking me, you know, with their interest, which is great.
And I noticed that you've played like with the blues man too. The Japanese instrument. Is that a Japanese instrument?
It is.
Okay.
It is very traditional. Though I mix with the blues.
You mix with the different musicians. So that's how the What helped you to, you know, not only integrate in the music scene, but also socially.
Yes.
Excellent. Could you tell us a little bit about this instrument now?
Yeah.
We'll be playing it in the next section, but it's what, a pig skin or?
It's used to, or not used to, but traditionally use the animal skins.
Yeah. But now we spare the animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use plastic skin as well.
And the strings are nylon?
Top ones are silk and tetron nylon.
Silk? Wow.
Used to be all silk, but
so you've got one silk string there.
Yeah, that's right.
And
no flats.
What's that?
No flats.
No frets, yes, of course. So you have to really be strong and hold down the notes.
Yeah, so that we can do a lot of sliding techniques without flats. That's a good thing as well.
All right,
and then 3 strings, and actually I bang the body.
You can bang it as well.
Create the percussive sound, not just the string sound.
How brilliant.
Yeah.
Finally, well, I would call it a plectrum, being a, you know, guitar thing. What's the name of that?
It's called bati.
Bati, for batting it.
Batting,
But you strike and manipulate the strings with that.
I hit, so get
How wonderful. And indeed, you do perform regularly, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
And you've probably got a CD or some website. I think the What would be the place to people to reference if they want to find out. And I think I better go along to a show soon too. Stick around, come back after the break, because we'll be hearing Narita play the shamisen.
We've all seen this one time or another. We may even have done it ourselves. But inhaling balloon gas is very dangerous and can be fatal. The helium in balloon gas acts as an asphyxiant, and when you inhale, it displaces the oxygen in your lungs. Balloon gas is safe in balloons and when you release it in a well-ventilated area and in a safe manner. So the next time you see some sucker about to inhale balloon gas, or you think it's going to be a laugh, stop and be gas-wise.
You're there when they can't sleep. You're there when they forget. but who's there when they're at school? Asthma can be serious. It affects 1 in 10 Australians and claims 400 lives each year. Does anyone at your school know what to do in an asthma emergency? Log on to asthmafriendlyschools.org.au and find out if your school is asthma friendly. Shouldn't every school be asthma friendly?
Welcome back for our last segment of Migration Stories. We have Noriko Tandano, who migrated here and brought us also the wonderful skills on shamisen, the instrument. Thank you very much. Play on. Magnificent. Now tell me about that piece. Is that a pop piece, as it were? Japanese popular song?
It's traditional folk songs. It's called Tabaruzaka.
Now, is that sort of a little bit related to the kind of idea of a raga or something that you introduce the musical theme and then bring it back later in the piece?
Yeah, it's actually, I put the interval parts with my improvisation.
Wow.
Yeah, which is, actually this thing is about the battle between new government of Japan and the samurai group.
Indeed.
So that's when the
when
samurai,
those battles were happening.
Yeah, happened. So that's, I put my feeling of the battle scene in there as
Indeed. And the sadness that would be such a battle,
exactly.
such a battle inside Japan of the old and the new.
Yes, that's right.
Wonderfully expressed in music. Well, how wonderful. Thank you so much. But perhaps another piece. I heard you playing a bluesy kind of a short piece. Just a minute maybe to take us out.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Noriko.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Noriko. And thank you for watching today, Migration Stories for Nat Chat. Please do tune in again next week.
very good evening, everyone. A very good afternoon. It's an evening here at the Stonington Gift. It's certainly auguring well for another great meet. The track is in perfect condition. I have with me Stephanie Mollica to assist us with the commentary. Stephanie, great to have you along.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And great to see you tonight at such a wonderful setting.
Yes. And the lights here at Toorak Park, it's fantastic, the Stonington Gift. It's a race I always look forward to.
Well, I didn't run around the track earlier, but I did, in fact, have a look at it, and it looks perfect.
Great conditions. A little bit of wind, the surface is lovely. It'll be set to be a good night.
And the volunteers, of course, have done a wonderful job, apart from the grounds people, preparing the ground. It just looks magnificent.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. I'm looking forward to some good racing.
It'll be a great night, and we ask you to stay with us, or we don't implore you to stay with us, but stay with us for the running of the 2017 Stonington Gift.
Hi, I'm Jason Richardson. Welcome to the Victorian Athletic League. For over 100 years, the Victorian Athletic League has been running professional running events all across Victoria. Geelong, Warrnambool, all the way up to Albury-Wodonga. Over 20 competitions throughout the year, culminating right here, the time-honoured stall gift, Central Park Stall at Easter. The concept of professional running is simple. Each runner is allocated a handicap based on their previous athletic performances, and that's adjusted throughout the entire year. But the great thing is you are running for unbelievable prize money, totalling $450,000 throughout the entire year, and culminating right here at Stall, where the stall gift is worth $60,000. The limit's 10, you need to be quick.
Giving them plenty to chase. The Blue Robinson finishing off hard. William Swain is flying home with Stubbs. It's going to be a blanket finish, and the Blues got there.
The great thing about the Victorian Athletic League, it's for everyone. To distances, 70 metres all the way up to 3,200 metres. Juniors, women, veterans, open, everyone has a spot here at the Victorian Athletic League. If you're having a great time on the VAL circuit, rest assured there's other great carnivals all around Australia. For more information about how you can get involved with the VAL, jump on the website val.org.au.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you along to the official opening of the Stonington Gift for 2017. And two very important people who make the gift happen, Jamie Klesaris, the Mayor of the City of Stonington, and also, of course, Peter Norman, the Chairman of the Organising Committee of the Stonington Gift. So without further ado, we want to hear from the Lord Mayor of Stonington in Jamie. So we'll pass the mic to her now.
Thank you, Cartha. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Councillor Jamie Klesaris, Mayor of Stonington. It's my pleasure to be here for this special event, the 2017 Stonington Gift. The City of Stonington is again proud to support this event. The Stonington Gift is Stonington's premier sporting event, offering a range of athletic races for men and women. Now in its 7th year, this event is a favourite on our sporting events calendar, with combined prize money for the feature events. The men's and women's gifts are surpassed only by the famous Storwell gift. As a result, this event generates wide interest from across the state, with as many as 300 competitors entering this year's competition. We are proud to be able to support our athletes at one of Melbourne's premier athletic events, and it's a true community event, a fun evening out, and it promotes healthy, active lifestyles. Athletes here tonight will compete for more than $37,000 in prizes and prize money. We would like to thank the organising committee, our host, the Paran Cricket Club, our major sponsor, East Malvern Community Bank Branch, Bendigo Bank, the local businesses that support this competition, including Paran Market, John Blair Honda, Len Lease, Asahi Breweries, Paran Grocer, RT Edgar, and all the guests who have come along, and of course, all the wonderful athletes. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stay tonight to present the winners with their gifts, so I wish them the best of luck. And now I'll pass you on to Peter to officially open the 2017 Stonington gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's a great pleasure to welcome all of you here tonight and to all viewers who may be watching this on television. I haven't been left with much to say. The Mayor's covered it extremely well. This is the 7th year of the Stonington gift. It continues to grow in status and prestige, and we're very proud of the event that we put on for you. I hope you will all enjoy the event. As the Mayor has said, it wouldn't happen without the support and sponsorship of many businesses. They're listed in your program. Please see them, please look after them, and please support them, because if you support these events, then they can continue to support them going on in the future. I hope you have a great night. I hope you see a great night of athletes racing. And we've got pleasant weather for you, not too hot, not too cold, and we'll just keep it going all night like this. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much for coming.
Here are some of the best heats from earlier. In the girls under 2100 metres, Sylvie Bischoff in the green, off 10.25 metres, ran a great race and won in 12.36 seconds. In the under 20 boys race, we have Hamish Adams in the colour of blue, had a very strong start and ran a commanding race off the 8 metre mark to win this heat in 10.55 seconds. In the women's race, we had a Queensland visitor, Nikki Varados, wearing the colour of blue. She ran off 6.5 metres and ran a very strong race to win in 11.77 seconds. Another strong heat was run by Casey Moore in the black. She led from the beginning and no one caught her off the 11.75 metre mark to win in 11.82 and book her spot in the semi-final. In the open men race, Darren Whittaker, in the colour of grey from 10.25 metres, ran on strongly to win this heat in 10.55 seconds. Another good heat was run by Stuart Brook, here in the blue colour, off the 6 metre mark. Stuart had a great start and ran very strongly through the middle to take this heat out in 10.58 seconds.
A little bit of wind, a little bit gusty.
Well, a man who's been a stalwart of pro running in Australia for many, many years, John Henry, is with us here tonight at the Stonington Gift. John, yet again, another great night's racing.
Yeah, it keeps coming around, and when you've got this sort of money that the men and the women are running for, it brings them out of the woodwork.
Red and white are also out.
The kids who are coming through, I mean, we saw the little Aths kids first thing up tonight. I mean, it's great to see them showing an interest in it, but as you've said before, there are so many options for the kids these days.
Yeah, they have a lot of options, and a lot of them want to sit in front of computers and do the whole thing, but it's up to the coaches who are now starting to take on kids and teach them running, and once they get that interest and they got the people behind them and that, they're all starting to come through these days where we never had it when I was running.
How do they go through the ranks these days? I mean, how do the coaches pick them, or do they pick a coach? How does it work?
Well, usually you get some of these kids, they come out of little Aths and they see the older blokes training and the coaches and that type of thing, and the parents usually come and approach the coaches, and the coaches go looking for kids and that too.
So it's a combination.
It's a combination. You know, I've had phone calls from people and never seen them. I say to them, I train at Werribee, you know, we don't train till 5:30 at night. Where do you live? And they say, oh, so-and-so. I say, well, no good coming to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
Yeah, but you've got kids coming through now?
Oh, no, I tend to have older ones, but I've had a couple over the years, and up until a year ago I'd only take kids 18 or older, now, and then I've got a few girls that have come in, and they were 16 and 17, and I had to go and get her working with children.
Oh yes, yeah. It's changed the whole thing, hasn't it? Well, who's probably the best runner you've seen, apart from yourself, of course, when you were?
I wasn't a good runner. I was a good earner. I suppose blokes like Billy Sutton, Terry Clark, today two blokes that I train now, Luke Stevens, who ran at the Nitro the other week, and Joel B as a sprinter. You know, was running very fast. There's been quite a few of them over the years, you know, that I've seen, but runners of that class, there's only one or two come up every now and again. You don't get a poultice of them coming through, you know.
I saw Luke Stevens in the Nitro series, and that may have given athletics a bit of a G up. Yeah. Oh, that'd be good. So, what do you think of Australia's stocks of runners these days? Perhaps we look at the Olympics, but
I'd say the stocks look like they're picking up. Some of the distance runners now that are going around, they're starting to perform very well. We're always going to have a bit of trouble with the pure sprinters, because you know these days at that level you've virtually got to be able to break 10 seconds to count, which you know, and there's obvious reasons for that, you know, and but in a lot of the other things we keep bobbing up with people, and you know, the main thing is that you get somebody with ability and they are prepared to do the work, because it doesn't come easy. And I've got a saying at training, when they start running well and they complain about the work they've got to do at training, I just say to them, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah. Well, thanks indeed, John, for speaking with us again tonight. As I said, you've been a fixture of pro running here for only 55 years, but it's great to have you with us tonight.
Thanks, Brian.
Coming up next are the women's gift heats. That's after this break. These corporate partners were proud to sponsor the 2017 Stonington Gift, and we would like to thank them for the support of this event.
At the start of each Stonington Gift meeting, the children of Camberwell Malvern Little Athletics get an opportunity to hold a girls and boys pro gift race. At other times of the year, these children compete for fun, fitness and family enjoyment at the Camberwell Malvern Centre and other centres around Victoria. To find out more about Little Athletics in Victoria, please visit lavic.com.au. Here's the start list for semi-final number 1. In the red, Jessica Payne, 2 metres. In the white, Sarah Blizzard, 3.5. In the blue, Sophie Taylor, 4.5. In the yellow, Ebony Lane, 5. The green, Keely Henderson, 5.5. The pink, Laura Jane Hilditch, 6.5. The black, Kate Jones, 7.25. And the grey, Natasha McDowell, 10.
McDowell in the grey leads out from the black of Kate Jones. Hilditch in the pink. Green goes okay, and Henderson trying to go with her is Lane in the yellow, coming through nicely. Taylor in the blue. Sophie Taylor runs away from a wall of runners, including Sarah Blizzard, who might have got up for second. With her is Ebony Lane, and Keely Henderson not far away.
Results from semi-final number 1. Sophie Taylor took it out in 11.71 seconds. Second, Keely Henderson, 11.85. And third, Sarah Blizzard, 11.88. Rounding out the field, Lane was 4th, Payne 5th, McDowell 6th, Hilditch 7th, and Jones 8th.
Sophie, I'm down here with the winner of heat number 1. Fantastic run there. Assisted with the wind behind you, enjoying that?
I loved that. We usually have headwinds every week, so it was amazing.
And the track's running really quick?
Yeah, I think I needed a few races, but now it's good. Good with the tailwind, and it felt quick. So.
Fantastic. Good luck for the final.
Here's the start list for semi-final number 2. In the red, Holly Dobbin, 3 metres. The white, Tara Domashens, 3.75. The blue, Stephanie Richards, 5.75. The yellow, Davina Strauss, 6.75. The green, Kirsty Stevens, 8.25. The pink, Emma Rosentra, 8.5. The black, Casey Moore, 11.75. And the grey, Kim McDonough, 13.
McDonough in the grey leads out. Moore began well in the black. Chasing her, Ross and Trina in the pink. On the other side of the track, Strauss comes through well in the yellow. Blizzard finishes hard in the red. In front, Casey Moore. Strauss made a diver in the yellow, but I think the black Casey Moore is going to get there. Casey Moore from 11.75. Davina Strauss in yellow. Pushed through the middle and might have got second. Holly Dobbin in the red was running home well. But
the results of semi-final number 2. The winner, Casey Moore, in 11.75 seconds. Second, Davina Strauss, 11.88. And third, Emma Rosentra, 11.89. Rounding out the field, Dobbin was 4th, Richards 5th, Domashens 6th, Stevens 7th, and McDonough 8th.
I'm down here with the winner of heat number 2, Casey. Fantastic run there. You're out there in front of everyone. You must have felt them breathing down your neck.
Yeah, I could. I could see them coming, so just trying to run scared. Yeah, run past it, so it was good.
Do you cast an eye to your left there where most of the field are coming, or do you really just focus on the finishing line?
I was trying to focus on the finish line this time because last time I could see them coming. So I feel like, yeah, just needed to sprint past, keep going.
Very well done. You're into the final. Good luck later on.
Thanks, Bryce.
Here's your start list for semi-final 3. In the red, Angela Burt, 3.25 metres. The white, Molly Farmer, 5. The blue, Taylor Perry, 5.75. The yellow, Michaela Round, 6.25. The green, Nikki Venardos, 6.5. The pink, Gemma McDowell, 7.25. The black, Lauren Keating, 9.5. And the grey, Anne Fiedler, 13.5.
Fiedler in grey leads out. Keating in the black got a nice start. McDowell in the pink. Here comes Venardos in the green, running solidly through the middle. Perry in the blue tries to come out after Venardos, but Venardos has got too much. And the Queenslander will hold on. A late charge from Taylor Perry. She might have got second in the blue. Coming home nicely was the white Molly Farmer. But it looks like the green, Nikki Venardos, has backed up her very good heat run to make the final of the Stonington Women's Gift.
The results of semi-final number 3. The winner, Nikki Venardos, 11.82 seconds. Second, Taylor Perry, 11.93. And third, Anne Fiedler, 11.95. Rounding out the field, 4th was Round, 5th Farmer, 6th Burt, 7th Keating, and 8th McDowell.
Real tight one there, Carter. I've got the winner here of heat number 3. Congratulations, you've made it through to the final.
Thank you very much. It's quite a surprise. It's the first time I've been here, so I was actually happy just to make it through from the heats.
And you're down from Queensland. You're obviously not down here for the weather. You're down here to take on a good race and make it through to the final, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One of our special guests tonight is down here for the Stonington Gift for a couple of reasons. He likes to look at the event itself, but his daughter's running here. It's Neil Blizzard from Stawell, from the Stawell Gift. Neil, welcome back to Melbourne.
Thank you.
And it's been a great meet so far, hasn't it?
Oh, it's an amazing meet. I've been lucky enough to follow my daughter's running. She's only run here for the 2nd year because of other years. She hasn't been able to, but you come here, it's a Friday night, twilight event, beautiful weather. We've been lucky with that. The ground's beautiful to run on. And the girls, I'm lucky from the girls' side, they love to run here.
Well, looking at it tonight, there have been some very close finishes right through, from the heats, the semis to the final.
Oh, look, it has been incredibly close, and again, I talk from my daughter's side. She's been lucky to get through on a time. She ran a close 3rd in her semi, but they've got an incredible final for the women's with some very, very good runners this year.
Well, it's great to see that the sport appears to be kicking on, despite the distractions perhaps of computers and all that sort of thing. It's people sitting at home just playing computers. But to get out and compete.
I think things have changed a little bit. We've been through the computer stage. People have liked that. We're lucky to be from the country where you do get outside a little bit more. Nitro athletics is taken off. It's brought to the younger people something a little bit different. They're seeing this running for the first time. The young 16-year-old girl that ran so well at Nitro. What a role model for our people.
You see that being an impetus for more kids perhaps to take up the sport?
I think we will. I think you'll see an increase obviously through Little Athletics. And we're lucky at Store. We embrace Little Athletics enormously and have a huge amount of races for them. But from Little Athletics, you just need those few to follow on into pro running or amateur running. And we'll hear and then Jacob. We might see our next Melissa Breen or Raylene Boyle, and that's what we're hoping for.
The meeting tonight has been good, but do you think the Nitro has given it, well, athletics a lift that it probably needed, I think, with Usain Bolt and, these guys.
I was lucky enough to go down and to see Usain Bolt live and run, and you know that he's not in his right season, but just to see him run, he's just an entity into himself, and to come away from that feeling that it's just so excited and invigorated about the sport. It's got to be so exciting. We've got to come to these places. More people will see it. The live streaming here is incredible. You'll see more people watching it. I've got friends that wanted to watch my daughter run. They couldn't get here, unfortunately. They can watch it. That will breed on. The Nitro will get more people. Let's hope we get more people through the gates. It's been declining a little bit, but we've seen this year from the figures slight increases, which has been really good.
Can you see any potential athletes that you're keeping quiet at the moment, but can you see any potential, Olympians? You mentioned Raylene and various other competitors. Can you see any of these kids coming through at the moment, or is it hard to gauge at this stage?
Oh, look, it's hard to gauge, and we've got some very incredible young men running. I'm lucky enough to be with Sarah's Kate's Maddie B from Canberra. You see some really great athletes, but there is a really good bunch of young women as well. Our women athletics in running seems to be very, very strong, and we're just hoping that someone comes up from there. And you hope they don't get the injury and the problems, but to see like Sophie Taylor ran tonight, she was an elite athlete when she was young. She went through an injury stage. She's back running well and back happy, so it's good to see.
Well, Neil, thanks for being with us tonight. Enjoy the rest of the meet. I know you have a bit of a commitment down there. Your daughter's going to run shortly.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
But all the best for Stall too, coming up at Easter.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thanks indeed, Neil Blizzard from the Stall Athletic Club.
Thank you.
The men's semi-finals and the under-20 gifts are next when we return.
Here's the start list for semi-final number 1. In the red, Nathan Reale, 2.5 metres. The white, Ryan Eilert, 5.25. The blue, Thomas Maloney, 5.5. The yellow, Connor Lonan, 5.75. The green, Luke Eckford, 6. The pink, Harrison Kerr, 6.75. The black, Matt Burley, 7.5. And the grey, Callum James, 8.
James in the grey leads out from the black of Burley. Kerr in the pink coming up on them. Eckford starts to go in the green. Here comes the white of Island letting go. Island Reale grabbing Island from the back mark. And our two back markers picked up the front markers and Nathan Reale when it looked like Brian Island. The New South
Results from semi-final number 1. The winner, Nathan Reale, in a time of 10.61 seconds. Second, Ryan Eilert, 10.64. And third, Luke Eckford, 10.70. Rounding out the field, James was 4th, Maloney 5th, Lonan 6th, Kerr 7th and Burley 8th.
Congratulations, Nathan. Fantastic. Caught them all.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was one of my better runs, so I'm happy with that.
And the tail breeze suiting you, back markers, to catch them up?
Yeah, having my light frame, it does help a bit.
You had a good semi and that was a pretty strong run for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So let's see if we can back it up again.
You bet. Good luck in the final.
Thanks, mate.
Here's the start list for semi-final number 2. In the red, Liam Gander, 2 metres. The white, Daniel Sonsini, 5.25. The blue, James Vine, 5.5. The yellow, Stuart Rook, 6. The green, Tom Newman, 6.25. The pink, Nicholas Repolist, 6.25. The black, Cam Dunbar, 7. And the grey, Christopher Kardakovsky, 8.5.
It'll be Kardakovsky in the grey to lead out from Dunbar, and the black Repolist onto them, and the pinky begins quickly. The yellow Rook's coming through, as is the white of Sonsini. Rook and Sonsini to the wire. And the pink there of Repolist. Sonsini and the white look very confident as he hit the line. Rook was in the middle and Repolist in the pink. They're the three to fight out a very close finish to semi-final number 2 of the
Results from
Stonington
semi-final number 2. The winner, Nicholas Repolist, in a time of 10.50 seconds. Second, Stuart Rook, 10.53. And third, Daniel Sonsini, 10.54. Rounding out the field, Dunbar was 4th, Kardakovsky 5th, Gander 6th, Vine in 7th, and Newman in 8th.
As the winner of the second heat comes over here, Nicholas, what a fantastic finish that was.
Yeah, had to work hard to get back into it. It was good.
So you felt for a moment they got ahead of you and then you had to surge again?
Yeah, definitely. Felt like I just missed the start, but after that just had to work twice as hard to try and get back in it.
Well, you certainly got back in it. Happy with the run?
Yeah, overall, yeah. Definitely am.
Well done. Good luck in the final, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Here's the start list of semi-final number 3. The red, Jojo Quennan, 4 metres. The white, Jack Newman, 5.5. The blue, Dale Woodhams, 5.75. The yellow, Sean Hargraves, 6.75. The green, Ryan Camille, 6. The pink, Michael Vumard, 8.25. And the black, Darren Whittaker, 10.2.
Whittaker got away well in the black from Vumard and the pink. Back to Camille in the green. Hargraves goes okay in the yellow on the other side of the track. The blue comes into it in Woodhams. And Vumard's the one pushing through in the pink. Michael Vumard with the long strides. He grabbed the outmarker, Darren Whittaker, who looks like he might have pulled up a bit ginger. He had the target in his sights, Michael Vumard. He's picked up Darren Whittaker.
The results of semi-final number 3. The winner, Michael Vumard, in 10.56 seconds. Second, Darren Whittaker, 10.64. And third, Sean Hargraves, 10.66. Newman was in 4th, Woodhams in 5th, Camille in 6th, and Quennan in 7th.
Terrific run, Michael. Must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, it's a really good run, so I'm definitely pleased with that performance. It's better than the heat, so yeah. I think it's fantastic, thanks.
What was the difference in the run for you? Was it that you had someone to track down because the field were all coming hard behind you?
Yeah, definitely that too, and just generally sort of warmed a bit more into the race in comparison to the heat. So yeah, just in that sense, I felt better and more smooth, and yeah, felt like I ran better.
Comfortable on the track?
Yeah, it's a great track, you know, firm, strong track, and yeah, always love to run at Stonington, so yeah, that's what I expect, yeah.
Excellent, very well done, and good luck for the final.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bryce.
Here's the start list for the girls' final. In the red, Bridget Nidek, 4.75 metres. In the white, Skylar Lorch, 5.5. The blue, Alice Squire, 6.75. The yellow, Hannah Dunhoven, 9.25. The green, Sylvie Bischoff, 10.25. The pink, Tiana Shillito, 11.5. The black, Lily Ryan Brown, 12. And the grey, Zoe Glassborough, 13.25.
Glassborough in the grey leads out from Ryan Brown in the black, the pink of Shillito, Biscoff in the green coming at her. On the other side of the track, the blue of Alice Squire runs well. Late is Nidek in the red. They're right across the track, but the pink is pushing through. Tiana Shillito from Ballarat looks like she may have held off the green. Sylvie Biscoff, they were the two right in it. And a big reaction from the stable of Tiana Shillito. They think she's got it. Will confirm placings for this Cool Ridge under 20 girls 900-metre final. But a lot of elation in the camp here of Peter O'Dwyer.
And the results of the girls' final. The winner, Tiana Shillito, 12.35 seconds. Second, Sylvie Bischoff, 12.43. And third, Skylar Lorch in 12.5. Fourth was Squire. Fifth was Ryan Brown. Sixth, Dunhoven. Seventh, Nidek. And rounding out the field, eighth was Glassborough.
And I'm down here with the victor of the under-20 girls. Well done, Tiana. What a fantastic run for you.
Thank you so much.
And you're absolutely mobbed by your team and support here. Must be great to have such support in an important event like this.
Oh, it's amazing. I don't know what I'd do without these guys. It's so good.
And I know it's hard to talk while you've just run the race of your life just about at this stage. So you're obviously really happy with the run. Your form's been good and great to put it on in the final at the Stonington Gift.
Yeah, it's so good. I've been running about 4 years and haven't been able to get a sash, so this is amazing.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy it. I'll hand you over to your support staff here and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Peter O'Dwyer. He's always there for anybody when he needs it. I'd like to say awesome thanks to Mum and Dad. They're always here when I run, but they couldn't be here tonight. Also my sister, massive good job to the people who ran in it as well. And thanks to the rest of the pod squad. You're all awesome. Oh, and also, sorry, thanks to the sponsor, Gatorade.
Here's the start list for the boys' final. The red is a scratching. The white, Angelo Litris, 6.25. The blue, Mason Keast, 6.25. The yellow, Adam Gilmore, 6.25. The green, Hamish Adams, 8. The pink, Michael Geese, 8.5. The black, Nicholas Antonino, 13.75. And the grey, Daniel Quattrone, 15.5.
It'll be the Quattrone in the greater lead out from the black of Antonino. Geese in the pink goes okay. Here comes the green of Adams, trying to go with him as Gilmore. Adams gets to the front, Marcus and Hamish Adams. He runs away with the final of the Gatorade boys under 20 gift. He's backed up his performance in the heat. There's a wall of them there for second.
And the results from the boys' final. The winner, Hamish Adams, in a time of 10.60 seconds. Second was Michael Geese, 10.76. And third, Angelo Litras, 10.81. Mason Keese was fourth, Antonino fifth, Gilmore sixth, and Quattrone seventh.
I'll cut straight to it. Hamish, the winner of the boys under 20 Stonington Gift. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You really put them to the sword. You stretched away there in the end and were really strong at the line.
Yeah, I ran well in the heat and I knew I could run well in the final, so I'm happy to do it well.
And the tailwind helped you. Obviously a bit easier with it behind you, but I guess it's with everyone. Does it suit your running?
I'm not sure, but it always helps, you know. So.
Well done. There's plenty of people over here that want to enjoy it with you, so congratulations.
Yeah, cheers. Firstly, I'd like to thank the sponsors in Gatorade. I'd like to thank my coach, Mark Howard, my parents, and my friends, Bodo, Karina and Beck for coming out and watching me. And thanks to the other runners. Thank you very much.
Stay with us. The 1600 metre open final is coming up next. These corporate partners were proud to sponsor the 2017 Stonington Gift, and we would like to thank them for the support of this event.
Well, we're lucky enough tonight to have two Scottish fellas out here running at the Stonington Gift. Scottish runners, it seems to be synonymous. I've interviewed a number of them over the years. You've had, well, Georgie McNeil and various fellas. But it's great to have you both here tonight. Graham?
George actually is a very close neighbour of mine. He stayed in Trent and I stayed in Port Seton, which are 2 miles apart. So I knew George very well when we both were ex-footballers, soccer players. So we both played for the same team at Stirling Albion. So I know George very well. I'm not as good a runner as him or anything close to him, but I do know him very well, yes.
And Ricky Dunbar, I think.
Yeah, Ricky's still here.
Still here?
Still here, an amazing runner. Yeah.
And his son's running.
Yeah, that's
Cam,
right.
Yeah. So what have you enjoyed most about this trip? You've been in 10 300-metre finals and haven't won one, Graham, is it?
Well, 5 of them were on my last trip. And 5 of them are on this trip, so it's 10 consecutive finals with no wins, unfortunately. But to be honest, for me to compete, I'm 60 years old, and for me to compete regularly is just great fun. And we compete, Wallace and I compete regularly in the Scottish scene, and for us to come in here is just like a dream.
We're talking with Graham Armstrong, who's one of 2 Scottish fellows here competing at the Stonington Gift. But it's not his first time here, as he said. But you've enjoyed the meet tonight?
The meeting tonight is very similar to a meeting we'll have in Edinburgh. A new meeting that we created 5 years ago, and a night meeting, and on a similar, similar scale to this one. And I love night meetings. I like running under the lights, and this has been one of the best meetings. Very compact stadium, great track, and a nice atmosphere.
Well, how do you keep yourself fit? I mean, apart from competing, you train hard?
Yeah, you have to train hard. Most of the training we do is in the winter. You can't train just before a meeting and get fit for a meeting. These guys that run here are very, very fit. You have to run, I mean, we ran a heat 45 minutes before the final, so you've got to be able to run a heat and then 45 minutes later for the final. So what's most important in pro running is, for me, is the winter training, the conditioning to get yourself in the state. Once you start running, it's a case of trying to avoid injury.
Well, you mentioned you're a soccer player, a football player. Well, what made you go into running?
Well, even although I was a soccer player, I always did a bit of running in the summer to keep fit for it. I added a bit of pace to myself, so until I was well into my 40s, running was just a wee bit of fun in the summer to keep myself fit. And when I stopped playing soccer at 44, I decided to start training properly for running, and that's what I've done. So I enjoy running now.
Well, there have been some great finishes tonight, of course.
In pro running, you tend to get a lot of very close finishes. That's what the nature of the game is, and I think that's why it's so exciting to watch. And I love watching it as well as competing.
Well, it's a great idea for people who are watching tonight to get involved in pro running.
Yeah, I think pro running, I mean, if you're an amateur and you're third best, and you know you're third best, you're not going to win a race, but in pro running everybody's got a chance. So to me that's a huge advantage for kids, for older people, men and women, and for everybody, and to me that's the beauty of the sport.
Well, Graham, thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks for competing yet again here at Stonington, and we hope to see you in 2018.
Well, I might not be back next year, but we'll all be back.
Here are your athletes for the 1600 Open Final. The red, Mitchell Cashin 45, and the white, Lockie Connell 50. They've got all the chasing to do. In the grey and white, you've got David Spence off 120. Number 21 is Daniel Lawler off 120. Some athletes to watch. Daniel Veith, number 28, off 150, another athlete to watch. And then out in the front, you've got some strong female athletes in Sarah Cant and Anna McDonald, which will run from the mark of 285 and 290 respectively. But the front marker of this race, Leon Brooks on 370 metres, he's the one that everybody's going to want to catch.
We need everyone down in the middle, please. Everyone down. Runners, you're in the starters' hands. Away we go on the Lendlease 1600. So it's Leon Brooks through with 3 laps to go, number 53. 52, Stefan Catalano charging along there in second. Third, Les Williams, number 50. Fourth, Anna McDonald there, and behind her, number 46 is Sarah Kang, who's already won an 800-metre race this season. Mark Hepworth, the evergreen Mark Hepworth running along number 44. Following him, number 42 there, Justin Martinez. Little Nathan Burford, number 40, coming through nicely. Gordon Muir there, number 34. Watch for a couple of runners here. Matt Grant is one to watch, number 30. Ranked quite well at Ballarat recently. And here's the back markers. You see them charging along with 3 laps to run. They're all in a huge bunch. It's really hard to pick anyone particular out. Let's see our 2 back markers here. You can see Mitch Cashin charging along in the red. He started from 45 metres. You can see that the runner he's chasing, Leon Brooks, is coming around now and just over 2 laps to run. That's the distance he's given him. The 2 back markers in, Mitch Cashin and the yellow, Alex McAlsha, They've got about 1,100 metres to run there in the back straight. So back to our leader, in Leon Brooks. He leads out from Stefan Catalano, who's no slouch. She's an outmarker, but he's picked up several races over 1,800 and 1,600 of late. And the leader, Leon Brooks, won the Masters 1,600 at Ballarat only a few weeks ago. So the two leaders are running pretty well. Number 47, Anna McDonald, and 46, Sarah Khan. You see them in 4th and 5th. They have both won races this year as well. Mark Hipworth there in 8th. Now look at these runners. Number 28, Daniel Veith. Number 30, Matt Grant. And number 40, Nathan Burford. They're ones to watch. They're about 9th, 10th and 11th. Here comes a big bunch led by Mark Andrews, number 24, and Daniel Lawler, number 21. They're looking pretty good. And also coming through, it looks like the runner in white, in Lockie Connell, started off very quickly off the 50-metre mark. He's charging. He's about 5th last at the moment, but he's up on the back of that group. Those middle markers are really charging their way through the field. So they go around. Our leaders now have just passed the scoreboard, about 600 metres to run. And they're in 6s and 7s everywhere at the moment. But Leon Brooks and Stefan Catalano are really working hard out in front. The ladies headed by Sarah Kant, who comes through into about, or Sarah Kant, who comes into about 3rd now from Les Williams and Anna McDonald. She's running well. Up into about 7th now is Nathan Burford. You can see him coming through, really putting in a big charge. In 8th placing Matt Grant. He looks okay. Or Daniel Veith actually coming up into 7th. As we go through, I think we're going to get the bell now with 1 lap to run, correct? 1 lap to run, and they're starting to make their charges. Number 28, and Daniel Veith making a big charge. Also coming through now, number 24, Mark Andrews. Number 21, Daniel Lawler. I'm looking for any other big moves. The pink is right up there, and that's a runner, Cillian Jansen from Glen Iris on the 90-metre mark, going okay. And they are really starting to make moves. The runner in black there, I can see starting the charge. That's Justin Murphy, looking for our back marker, Mitch Cashin. He's made some good ground. He'd still be 100 metres off the lead, though, in the Lend-Lease Mile. So down the back straight they go. Still out in front, it looks like Leon Brooks. It's a charge of the Light Brigade after him, though, with Stefan Catalano. Daniel Veith is running on as well. It looks like he's got up into about 3rd placing, and also looks like might be Craig Harris up there as well. But here come the runs from the back. They're starting the charge. They start to go around with about 150 to run. Justin Murphy in the black coming. Mark Andrews also coming. You see him in about 8th place. But here's a runner we spotted earlier. Lockie Connell in the white. He's charged around him and taken the lead. Coming after him is number 21, Daniel Lawler. But Lockie Connell, he moved aggressively early and he's going to go away and win the Lend-Lease Mile. Lockie Connell from Daniel Lawler. 3rd placing Mark Andrews. 4th looked like it'll go to the yellow and white there. And that could have been Brad Kiddo from South Australia rounding off the top 4. They're absolutely low flying home, some of these runners now. But it looks like from the 50-metre mark, what a performance by the white Lockie Connell from Hawthorn. We'll make all these placings official and then we'll present the winner of the Lend-Lease 1600 and see if Bryce can even get a bit of time with our winner as we try and make these placings official.
And the results of the 1600 metre open. The winner was Lockie Connell in a time of 4:09.84. Second was Daniel Lawler in 4:11.12, and third, Mark Andrews in 4:11.76. Rounding out the top 8, Kitto was 4th, Veith was 5th, Harris was in 6th, Weeks in 7th, and Murphy in 8th.
Well, I'm down here with the winner of the Lend-Lease 1600 metre open final. And well done to Lockie Connell. Fantastic running, mate. Terrific.
Thank you.
You were second back marker there and you had a lot of people to cover. I'm looking at the list here. It's as long as my arm and you've ticked them all off and got there in the end.
Yeah, it was tough. I thought with 55 people or so to run around, it's going to be pretty tricky, but I don't know, just sort of took it 1 lap at a time and passed everyone in the end.
It was a fantastic run because, you know, you just kept on going and kept on picking through the field. Probably went undercover a little bit because you didn't have the number, but in the white, and you were sneaking your way through from the crowd, but certainly picked up and a great call in the end. But Is there anyone to thank? This is a fantastic effort, winning the 1600 metres at Stonington.
I'd like to thank Mum and Dad for coming out to watch me. That's about it.
Well done, Lockie. You'll be heading up to the Dyer shortly, but terrific stuff. Well done.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone for coming and Lend-Lease, the sponsor, for putting on the event.
Well, we have another visitor with us from Scotland, Wallace McGowan. Wallace, it's great to have you with us. Have you enjoyed the meet?
Oh, it's been great. I think under the floodlights just adds something to it. It's just, yeah, it's lovely to run under the floodlights. It's just something different.
How did you find the track?
I find the track really good. It turns a lot and there's a small straight, but you've just got to keep working all the way around. You know, and try and hold your line, try and make people, if they're going to pass you, you've got to let them run wide.
Yep. So you haven't got it won before you cross that line.
It's a demanding track, but you've just got to hold your line and try and make it difficult for the back markers to get through.
How long have you been running? I mean, Graham's been running for a number of years.
I've been really running since I was at school.
Yep.
But I took up the pro running probably maybe 22 years ago. Yeah, when I moved, I used to live in a small town called Campbelltown in Kintyre, down the west coast of Scotland. And I moved from there into central Scotland, and it just made it so much easier to travel to the meetings, you know.
How's the competition there?
The competition's great. There's some good running in the Scottish Borders. There's two associations. There's the Borders Association and the Highland Games Association. Borders Association's all about foot running. Highland Games is a mix. So you tend to get better crowds coming to watch Highland Games because they're there to watch Highland dancing, caber, throwing the hammer, tug of war, you know, grass track cycling and running. So you tend to get a real big crowd to watch Highland Games.
I went to school with a bloke who was a caber tosser here in Melbourne. Binks, Bob Binks, I think his name was. But he used to enjoy his caber tossing. So how long do you intend running? I mean, I hate that question. Have you thought about retiring?
I'm 48 just now. I've always said I would see how I was at 50. If I was still able to run by the time I got to 50 and I was still competitive, I'd probably keep running.
Yeah.
There's a bit of pressure on me at home maybe to do a bit of officiating. I had a wee stint doing commentary at a meeting in the Borders last year when I was injured. So I don't mind helping out, but while I'm fit and well, I still want to run. As long as I'm fit.
Have you got a rival that you like to beat every time, or all of them?
You've just interviewed. No, we trained together, and I've known Graham for a long time, but we've only recently started training together, just in the last 2 years. But there's a lot of guys we meet week in, week out, you know, and it's friendly rivalry. We love to win, but when it's all over, we're the best of pals.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks, Wallace, for being with us. Thanks for being here tonight at the Stonington Gift again. And we hope to see you in 2018 or 2019.
Sure, we will be back.
Thanks, Wallace. Thanks, Wallace McGowan.
The 300 and 400 metre finals are up next, so stay with us.
Here's your start list for the 300 metre Masters final. In the red, Paul Tancredi from 2 metres. The white, Lee Phelan from 4. The blue, Aaron Downs, 17. The yellow, Craig Mayer, 19. Green, Walter Pasquale, 26. Pink, Julian Fawcett, 26. Black, Stephen Coulson, 35. Grey, Wallace McGowan, 36. Orange, Jacob Densley, 37. And the purple, Graham Armstrong, 42.
Away they go in the Masters 300 metre final. Armstrong in the purple leads out from the orange of Densley, who begins well. Quickly, Coulson tries to go around McGowan. He gets up to third. Behind them is Fawcett. Pasquale in those long socks is behind them. And then further back to Craig Mayer in the yellow, moving okay. Trying to go with him is the blue Aaron Downs, the white of Lee Phelan, and Tancredi sees them all. Up front, on the turn, Densley in the orange, it looks like has gone up to challenge down the outside, the black of Coulson. Late on the scene are several runners. Kicking back is Densley in the orange. Orange and Coulson in the black. Well, he's kicked back like a mule. Jacob Densley in the orange to fight it out. with the black Stephen Colson. When we were expecting the back markers to charge them down, our 2-out markers in Stephen Colson in black and Jacob Densley in the orange have fought out the final of the Paran Masters 300 metres. We'll get official placings for you in a moment. Bryce, in horse racing parlance, I think this is a developed print. And it's the orange who's got it. Jacob Densley from Terang. Orange from black and red, 35.81. Jacob Densley, the winner. So he saved his energy not having an interview, Bryce. That's what got it for him. He's defeated the black.
The results of the 300-metre Masters final. The winner, Jacob Densley, in 35.80 seconds. Second was Stephen Coulson, 35.83. And third, Paul Tancredi, in 36.01. Rounding out the field, Downs was fourth, Armstrong fifth, Mayer sixth, Phelan seventh, Pasquale eighth, Fawcett ninth, and McGowan 10th.
Well, I'm here with the winner. Congratulations, Jacob. Really had to work hard for that one.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, good to hold on. Just hold on. Finally got there. So.
You sure did hold on. You didn't want to talk to me before, but I bet you're happy to have a chat now.
Well, I was probably in a bit of shock. It's the first heat off one. Started 18 years ago, so yeah, a bit of mixed feelings back then.
So the first heat you've won, and this is obviously the first event you've knocked over as well. What an amazing time at Toorak Park for the Stonington evening.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I have to keep going from here. Yeah, so thanks to the Paran Market for putting it on and all the other sponsors and everybody here, all the spectators.
Congratulations, well done, fantastic.
Thanks, Carter. Yeah, as I just said, thanks to Paran Market, the race sponsor, all the other sponsors putting on the show, and all the other runners and spectators. A lot of spectators here tonight. It's good. So, yeah, thanks everybody.
We're almost set to go.
And here's the start list for the women's 400-metre final. In the red, myself, Stephanie Molliker, off 20 metres. The white, Jessica Payne, 22. The blue, Skylar Lorch, 26. The yellow, Bridget Searley, 27. The green, Stephanie Jinks, 35. The pink, Jodie Richards, 36. The black, Anna Pasquale, 38. The grey, Megan McMahon, 45. The orange, Kim McDonough, 56. And the purple, Danielle McDowell, off 62.
McDowell in the purple will lead out from McDonough in the orange. They've got a good margin to the next runner of McMahon in the grey. Pasquale in the black goes okay. Up on her inside is Richards, who's going to go around her now. Further back behind them, we've got the green of Stephanie Jinks. As she did in the heat, Bridget Searley, she's trying to, in the yellow, keep with the back markers of Molliker and Payne, who haven't made any big ground as yet. And also just in front of them is the blue Skylar Lorch. So the back markers will need to get a wriggle on as Danielle McDowell out in front. She was spent in her heat, but she's got a lot of fight in her. She's being chased down now in second place there and running strongly. It looks like Kim McDonough moving up the second. Jodie Richards heads the rest runners, but halfway up the straight, it's McDowell in front from McDonough. Coming late is Richards. Here comes Molliker in the red. Molliker swamping McDowell. Late on the scenes, Payne, but Molliker's got it. Stephanie Molliker gets up to win the John Blair Honda Women's 400 in the red. Jessica Payne in the white runs home solidly. Any number of runners there for the place. But Stephanie Molliker gets up to win off the 20-metre mark. So a fantastic win there by Stephanie Bryce. She was kind enough to be offering her expert comments on the ladies' gift earlier on, and now she's come out and won this. We'll give you all of the official placings in a moment. Her future husband there, Dave Spence, he's just went around in the mile. And after having a young boy by the name of Levi. She's slowly worked her way back into the sport, put up a great performance to take out that race.
The results of the 400 metre women's final. The winner, myself, Stephanie Molliker, 56.36 seconds. In second, Danielle McDowell, 56.57. And third, Jodie Richards, 56.59. Rounding out the field was Payne in fourth, McMahon fifth, Pasquale sixth, Jinx seventh, McDonough eighth, Sealy ninth, and Lorch 10th.
Well, a very popular winner over here. Congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you. I am absolutely ecstatic. I love this sport so much, and having had my first son 2 years ago nearly, and to make a return and to win another race, I'm thrilled to bits.
Stephanie, you're an absolute inspiration to do that. All the other competitors were congratulating you wholeheartedly at the end there. You had to pass them all, you had to tick them all off, and they eventually all got to see the back of you.
Yeah, it's really nice to have a win in the red. I certainly didn't think I'd be back in this kind of form and able to do it again after my baby, but you know, hard work and perseverance and the support of my partner, my family, my coach and the running group that I'm with, it's second to none.
Yep. Fantastic. Congratulations, and still able to talk at the end of the race. Well done.
Oh, look, I said my thanks. I'll just really quickly to Hippo and the boys and girls in the Hippo squad. You're amazing. I've mentioned my son, Levi. You're an inspiration to me, little boy, and you're not here tonight. And it's true when they say it takes a village to raise a child. Everybody here in the red top or a black top has helped look after my child while I've been able to train, and that's been amazing. So it's helped me get back to this. Thank you to John Blair Honda. This will be money well spent. To the other runners, to the Stonington Gift. It's a great carnival, and have a good night.
Well, a little earlier tonight we were speaking, and she was part of our commentary team with us, was Stephanie Molliker, and you came good. You won the 400 metres.
I did. I'm absolutely thrilled. It was a great heat run, and there was a short turnaround until the final, so we only had about 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but I managed a second really good run and came away with the win. I can't take the smile off my face.
Well, it was a near thing. It wasn't an easy run for you.
No, I was in the red, so I was the back marker. It's always interesting to try and get around the whole field. That's part of the fun of professional running. But I could see the girls out in front, and I just made sure that I kept them in my sights and made sure that I was the one that crossed the finishing line first.
Well, it vindicates your move to go back to running after having Levi.
Yes. Yes, look, I've just tried to be consistent with my training. I've had a lot of support from my friends and family and training group. They've all helped with babysitting, and yeah, the consistency and just dedication has paid off. It's a really nice feeling.
Well, Stephanie, thanks for being with us tonight.
My pleasure.
Congratulations again on winning the 400 metres here at the Stonington Gift.
Thank you.
Thanks indeed. We've been speaking with Stephanie Molliker, who was our co-host earlier in the night, and she's won the 400 metres at the Stonington Gift.
Here's the start list for the 100 metre invitational final. The athletes in this race are backmarker athletes who did not progress to the final and are invited to contest in this invitational final. In the red, Liam Gander from the mark of scratch. In the white, Jojo Quenin from 2 metres. The blue, John Howe, 2.5. The yellow, Carl Morehouse from 3. The green, Tim Rook from 3. And our female representative in the field, in the pink, Ali Graff, 12.5.
It'll be Ellie Graff in the pink to lead out from Rook in the green. Morehouse in yellow runs well. Quentin in the white's coming through with the blue of Howe. Here comes the red of Gander. Gander's swamping them. He gets the Morehouse on the line, and I think that Liam Gander might have got up just a nut out. Carl Morehouse in the yellow. A close finish to the Perang Grocer Invitational 100, but I think it might be the back marker. Liam Gander will confirm placings in what was a great race.
And the results of the 100 metre invitational final. The winner, Liam Gander, in 10.87 seconds. Second, Carl Morehouse, 10.89. And third, John Howe, 10.96. Rounding out the field, Quenin was 4th, Rook was 5th, and Graff came in 6th.
Congratulations, Liam. We're here. Well done. Great run at the towards the end of the night.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been unfortunate to make the final of the main gift, but I struck back here, so I was very happy how I executed that race.
You sure did. It was a very tight finish in the end. You had to work all the way.
Oh, for sure. I knew it was going to be tight, so every time I run, I'll go as hard as I can. No holding back.
Certainly worked tonight. Well done, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the sponsors that made this event happen, and it's the first time running here. Very happy to be a part of it. It's good meat, good atmosphere. Very good track. I like that, yeah. And I'll look forward to coming back next year. And yeah, I'm out of breath.
We are down to the men's and women's gifts. That's right after this break. These corporate partners were proud to sponsor the 2017 Stonington Gift, and we would like to thank them for the support of this event.
Not everyone understands the balance between buying their dream home and having a home loan that won't rule their life. Bendigo Bank understands, and they'll make sure you're satisfied, not stressed. Your Bendigo home loan will complement your lifestyle, so you can still enjoy life's little pleasures. And right now, you'll enjoy even lower home loan fees. It's no wonder Bendigo Bank is Australia's most reputable bank.
Here's the start list for the final of the Stonington Women's Gift. In the red is Sarah Blizzard off 3.5 metres. Sarah took out the 70-metre open race at Ballarat recently. Sophie Taylor in the white from 4.5 metres, a very well-credentialed athlete and will be one to watch. In the blue, last year's winner, Keely Henderson from the mark of 5.5 metres. Our Queensland visitor, and from earlier in the program, we saw a good heat run, Nikki Venados from the mark of 6.5. In the green, Davina Strauss, a former Stall Gift Women's Race winner, and she's running from the mark of 6.75. And out in front, the girl to catch in the pink, Casey Moore, 11.75 metres.
Moore in the pink begins well from Strauss in the green. Venados in the yellow comes out quickly next to her. Henderson, the blue goes okay. Here comes the white of Taylor in the red of Blizzard. Taylor's coming out after Venados and Moore out front in the pink. She may have held them all off Casey Moore. Not far away, the yellow of Venados and the white of Taylor will go to our judges to confirm the winner of the Stonington Women's Gift for 2017. But out front by herself, Casey Moore was holding on for dear life as Sophie Taylor in the white and Nikki Venados in the yellow were coming at her. We might even see the replay on the big screen and we wait to confirm the winner. And we're going to confirm the winning colour, semaphore the winning colour in the middle of the ground here. And the winner is the pink, Casey Moore.
And the results for the women's Stonington Gift 100-metre final. The first place getter, Casey Moore, taking out her first major women's gift, won this race in 11.73 seconds. Second was Sophie Taylor in 11.81. And third, last year's winner, Keely Henderson, makes the dais 11.83. Rounding out the field, our Queensland visitor, Venados. Fifth was Blizzard, and Strauss was sixth.
Well, I'm here with the winner of the women's Stonington Gift, Casey Moore. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I can't believe it.
We were out there in front of everyone. You were the one to catch, but you held on so strongly.
Yeah, I did. It was good. I'm just in shock, really, honestly. I can't believe it. This team here, right here, every single one of them has a little bit of effort into this win, and if without them, I wouldn't be here. They know that. So, yeah, I'm just really happy, and I'm really proud that, yeah, I could pull it off.
They're certainly very proud of you. All the smiles over here, great support. Did you think that you were going to be able to hang on because you won? You probably had a metre or two up your sleeve.
Yeah, no, I didn't honestly think I could do that. So, yeah.
Well done. Congratulations. Put your hands together for the winner of the Stonington Gift, Casey Moore.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank the competitors in the race. One of the best things about VAL is that you can come along and chat to everybody, and then when it comes to the field, we have a really good race, and then we just all congratulate each other and then have another chat. So it's really nice to be able to do that and be friends with everyone. My biggest thanks has to go to my team, Fiedler, my coach, Nick Fiedler. You guys have put so much effort into me and believed in me when I couldn't. And so I was really grateful for that, and I'm glad to be still running. To VAL, you guys do an incredible job each week. All the volunteers, the handicappers, must be strenuous, but you guys pull through each week to make a really good carnival, and I love running here, so it's good. To the City of Stonington, thank you very much for all that you guys do. To the Bendigo Bank, thank you for sponsoring the race. It's a lot of money, so it's good that you guys do it each year. There's a whole lot of other people I have to thank, my parents, my brother, heaps of people who behind the scenes who have helped out, and I just can't be more thankful, so thank you.
Well, it's not often I've held a cheque for $10,000, but tonight we certainly have it. Unfortunately, it doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to Casey Moore, who won the Stonington gift. Casey, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It must be nice to hang on to it.
It is, isn't it? It's a big paycheck.
Yeah.
Very big paycheck.
Well, you ran very well, but it wasn't easy. I mean,
No.
they weren't easy runs right the way through.
No, they made me push hard, run scared, and yeah, hang on. So yeah, they were hard, but I'm glad I could run it out. So
Well,
that's nice.
when you ran, how confident were you of getting across the line first?
Probably not at all. I remember just before I ran, someone said, "Oh, good luck," and I said, "I will need it." They're like, "No, you won't." Like, I will. So yeah, I guess I just don't have a lot of confidence in sprinting, so probably showed before the race, but during, not so much.
What's your career been like so far? How did you start? And
yeah, it's been a bit rocky the last couple years. I did Little Ass for a long time, and then I, competed at a high level, and then it got to year 12, and study got a bit too much, and I got stressed, and then I went to uni, and I didn't really train much, and I was really unfit, and so last year, the end of last year, I didn't even run Stonington last year because I was so distraught in how I was running. And then my coach sort of just said, maybe just come and train and don't compete. And I said, oh, that wasn't really my plan. Like, I just wanted to quit. And he said, just train. And so then we trained for through the winter. And then, we just did sprints. And I just stuck with sprints and then did some 400 training here and there. And, and then here I am.
Well, congratulations once again. So what are the plans from now?
That's a very good question. To be honest, I'll probably just run 400s. Because I'm so far out, I'm not really I wasn't even looking to win this, so it's nice to come away with the win, but probably head off into 400. So that's what I like, so
Well, nice to hold a cheque for 10,000.
nice to hold, I never thought I would, so.
Well, Casey, congratulations once
Thank you
again.
very
It was a great run tonight. All your runs were good, but some fierce competition out there.
Yeah, very fierce. The field was actually really good, so surprised.
Thanks indeed, Casey Moore, winner of the Stonington gift for 2017.
So our starters giving final
Here's the start list for the final of the Open Stonington gift. In the red, Nathan Riali, who was second in this race last year from the mark of 2.5 metres. In the white, Daniel Sonsini, the Castlemaine gift winner earlier this season, will run from 5.25 metres. In the blue, a stall gift semi-finalist, Stuart Rook, 6 metres. In the yellow, having a great season last year and this year, Nicholas Repelist, off 6.25. In the green, a veteran of this sport, has been around for many years and is still running well, Cam Dunbar, off 7 metres. And out in front, the local boy in the pink, Michael Vumard, from 8.25.
Vumard leads out in pink from Dunbar. In the green, Repelist begins well in the yellow, coming through strongly, Rook in the blue. Sonsini in the white ones well. Here comes Riali, but Repelist through the middle. Little Nicholas Repelist. He clenches his fist through the line as he takes out the Stonington gift for 2017. There's no question about that. Nicholas Repelist clear as he runs away on the line. Think about it. He scratched for the junior gift and he wins the big one. The Stonington gift will confirm all placings, but but a deserved win after a close third at Ballarat only 2 weeks ago. Nicholas Repelis takes it out, and he joins the great names to take out the Stonington Gift in 2017. And we'll get Bryce McGain to have a talk with our winner and be back with all of the official placings. So Bryce will be with our winner in a moment. Yellow from red and green in the final. Yellow first. Nicholas Repelis, second the red. Great run by Nathan Reali. Third the green, Cam Dunbar.
And the results of the Stonington Gift final. The winner, Nicholas Repelis, in a time of 10.52 seconds. Second again, Nathan Reali, 10.61. And rounding out third, Cam Dunbar, 10.64. Michael Vumard was fourth, Stuart Rook fifth, and Daniel Sonsini was sixth.
Well, I'm here with the winner of the Stonington Gift, Nicholas. Congratulations, what a run.
Thank you very much.
Well, a double fist pump too. You knew you got the job done on the line.
Yeah, saw I was a bit clear, so had time to celebrate. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Was this something, because I understand you've just gone through year 12 and, well, you haven't done a lot of training in preparation heading into this one.
I've only been back at training start of December, so I've just trying to go through with it with Shane, and I just hit a good patch of form just recently, so I'm not complaining, but...
Well, it's better than a purple patch, it's a magenta patch. This is fantastic. Your form's been terrific all the way through the heats. You really look to be the one to beat, and you showed it when the pressure was on in the final.
Yeah, well, I'm a shorter runner, so 120 is a little bit too far for me, so 100 was perfect, so just went out there, had a crack, and yeah, got the job.
Well done, had a crack down Breeze. He's the fastest one here tonight. Your winner of the Stonington Gift, here he is.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank Shane McKenzie and the crew. Couldn't have done it without you, even though I haven't been to training that much, but I thank you for everything you've done for me and put me through. I'd like to thank the sponsors of Stonington, Bendigo Bank. It's not possible without you, as well as all of their AL officials. Thank you so much for putting on such a great meet. I'd like to thank my mum and dad for their support and always coming. I'd like to thank Daniel and Luke for always pushing me at training, as well as all the girls and Yanni. I'd like to thank my girlfriend as well for coming along. And yeah, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. So the girls. Thank you.
We've got the winner of the Stonington Gift, and certainly a very worthy winner, a great run. Right through the night it's been a great run. Nicholas Repelis, how do you feel in winning the Stonington Gift?
It's definitely an honour.
Yeah.
I've had a teammate win it just previous year, Taylor Perry, and ever since it's been like, you know, real hard work and just to try and get here again. Made the final last year, which is really exciting. It was one of my first finals ever in the Gift, so to make it again tonight was just as exciting, and to back it up with the win, definitely can't complain. I'm over the moon.
How did you feel coming here tonight? Did you expect to do as well as you did?
I had high expectations. I definitely wanted to come out here making the semi, because I came third at Ballarat Gift, which was definitely unexpected. Wasn't expecting to make the final at all, so to come third in that, that gave me a lot of confidence coming into this one, especially since I believe I'm better over the shorter distance compared to the longer 120. So, but yeah, the track's great. I love the meet, and absolutely stoked, to win this.
Well, what are your plans from now on? I suppose this was an unexpected bonus. Ballarat was unexpected. So what are your plans from now on?
Plans just keep running. Do as best I can, try and improve since my mark's going to be back now. So, just keep having hit-outs and see where that takes me like today. But, yeah, it's been quite a ride.
With the field tonight, it was a good field.
Very good field,
Well, you came here, but you're always confident when you run. You have to be, don't you?
Definitely.
You expect to do well.
Expect to do well, yeah. I've got to just try and push out of the blocks, try and keep everyone behind me, and then just try and chase down the people in front of me as fast as I can, and then try and sit on that. That's my aim every race. Just try and get to the front as quick as I can and try and maintain it. Yeah.
Is that that's the secret, is it? Or your secret?
Yeah, my secret. So, and that happened tonight. I just had to finish strong, and that's what I did. So.
Did you have anyone in mind when you came here tonight who was going to be the rival of the night, or?
Not necessarily. I definitely knew that reality, because obviously last year in this race, or racing last year, so he's been a great runner, so I knew that he'd be one to beat, and he was there in the final today, so I definitely knew that he was the one to beat, as well as Stuart Rook. He was one of the stall's favourites last year, and he's such a smooth runner, and once he's up and going, he's really hard to beat, so I just knew once I was versing that just had to try and stay in front of him and try and maintain that.
Well, what are your plans now, immediately?
Immediately? Not too sure, just keep running. Well, hopefully try and make a semi at stall. I've made it the last 2 years, so a third year would be absolutely amazing. It's something which I love doing. I mean, stall's a great meet, and that's coming up soon, so...
Well, it is, yeah. Easter. But also, this is always looked upon as a forerunner, a form guide, perhaps, to stall. So you feel you're running within yourself to be able to do well up there?
I think this is probably the best form I've been in, even though I haven't had much training the past couple of months, so I've only just gotten back into it. But I feel as though that I've hit a really good patch of form, so if I can maintain that, it'd be excellent. So, just try and continue that. And,
Well, good luck at the stall.
Thank you very much.
Thanks indeed, Nicholas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our telecast and the 2017 Stonington Gift. We said last year it was going to be a beauty for this year, and it certainly has been another wonderful night of running here at Toorak Park in Melbourne. And thank you again, Steffi Mollica, for being with us.
Thank you.
Steffi is a runner. I'm not going to say a former runner, but she's back in form. She is back running. But Stephanie, thanks for being with us tonight.
It's really my pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll see you again 2018 for the Stonington Gift of next year.
Good luck.
My name is Logan. I'm 12 years old and I have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. My muscles are degenerating and I was put into a wheelchair 2 years ago. Soon I won't be able to move at all. The majority of people affected will not live past their 20s, including me. So we need your support to improve our quality of life until a cure is found.
It's always been my dream to represent Australia in the Olympics. Epilepsy affects nearly 250,000 Australians. Like me, most people have their seizures controlled with medication. Even today, people with epilepsy face incredible discrimination, but this prejudice is just another obstacle we can overcome. We're just as capable as anyone else, and often we have to be stronger. I promise I'll do my best for Australia. Will you do your best for me?
I've got Graham Rawdon here. He's one of the organisers of tonight's 50th GMB6 reunion. Great turn up there, Graham.
It was. It was a turn-up that wasn't decided early on. We didn't have a database to start with, so it was a database created by myself, Kevin Looms, and Graham Button. Graham Button looked after the production staff and the operations staff. I looked after the sales and administration, and we had Kevin Looms looked after the cabin people and the journalists. So from there we created a database from up here, because we didn't have anything from Win TV to start it with. So okay, it was fine creating that database. We had 150 names. Then it was up to us to try and find them. So we went to white pages. We needed to go more than that. Graham Button's daughter created a face page, which is called the GMV reunion page. From there we started getting hits back, and from there that's where it basically started from. We started getting the hits, and that's the only way we could actually get back to the people who were past employees.
Looking around, everyone seems to have enjoyed themselves tonight.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, people are coming here who haven't seen, some people haven't seen people for 40 years, which is fantastic. Well beyond my time. I mean, I started in 71 and left at 96. But yeah, it's been a great success. And yeah, Butto and I and the other committee members worked hard for it, and it's actually paid off. It's fantastic.
From what I've seen tonight, the people here are all mingling. And what time tomorrow? I believe we're having a barbecue?
No, not a barbecue. No? Just back here in the same hall, okay. And having just a simple what do you call it? Just off the menu. Okay. Lunch menu. So
just
yeah.
Another get together.
That's
again.
Right. That's right.
Bit of a nana.
And before people want to go home, where they came from. So yeah.
And when did you start with GMV?
I started in 71 and finished 24 years later in 96. So yeah, did 24 years.
And you enjoyed your time there?
Absolutely loved it.
Everyone we spoke to seems to have.
Oh yeah, I started in the splash department. I actually started in the splash department with a suit on, three-piece suit. I wore a tie for most of my career in 24 years. I think I actually changed the character dress of the station. Most of the guys were wearing T-shirts. That was ruled out after that. But yeah, went from in the splash department to program manager, operations manager, sales manager. So yeah, 24 years, done a lot, loved it, absolutely loved it.
Okay, Dave. First of all, the reunion here tonight. Fantastic to see everybody.
Oh, it's been great. I can't believe how many people are here. It's really good to catch up with people we haven't seen. I left, which became Win in 1997. So, you know, a lot of faces that I haven't seen for many years. So it's been really, really great. Yeah.
Well, I really wanted to come along as, you know, I've got all this equipment from the early days, and the photos and the amount of feedback I've had, that people just seeing the stuff that I've had here. It's, the hard work I've put in over the last couple of years is well worth it.
Oh, of course, yeah. And I'm glad that someone has, or it just all would have been lost. We're only speaking before to someone about that the young girls and guys coming up through the industry today will just not have any knowledge of any of this, so it's great that, you know, you've got all this stuff and some of the memories. It's, you know, really good.
And yes, I've got some footage of you being a professional cameraman on a riverbait. So tell us what that was all about.
That was I think it was back maybe in 1991 or 90, where we did a paddle boat documentary with Charles Bud Tingwell on the Adelaide steamboat that was the second oldest in the world. So we had the privilege. I think that was in the planning while it was still GMV6, but then it obviously, by the time it came to production, we'd changed companies. But, you know, it was a great thing to work on. Elizabeth, my wife, and I both shot that, and Rosemary Marriott was producing and directing. And it won a Australian Cinematography Award as well for the photography on it. Yeah.
And it was high tide, I noticed.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, when we went through it, that's right. It was too. The water was it was flooding. All right. We came down from Barham, I think it was, and brought the paddle boat right down the way they used to transport logs on a barge, crashing into trees and everything that would have happened. They had drama going under the Echuca Bridge as well. They didn't want to hit any of the pylons going through there, so there was some high drama. And working with Charles Bud Tingwell too was a magnificent experience. No, he's just so professional, and he's certainly lost now. But
from the raw footage, it looked like he was enjoying himself.
Oh yeah, he loved Echuca, obviously from All the Rivers Run and that sort of thing that he worked on. And it's just like revisiting. So it was like a great big family reunion. Now, we did a few things with Bud over the years, and yeah, a really, really good guy. Yeah.
And when you first started at Channel 6, what did you do and what did you work up to?
I started in 1985, and I was hired as a cine cameraman then, which was a production cameraman, so not doing news really, but doing the commercials, the morning show, shooting the trots and the nights that they had for that. Anything that was not news, we sort of shot, and we started with the JV, the RCA 76s, the JVC cameras, things that were now are antiquated, but back in the day they did the job.
And heavy, the TK76.
Oh,
I haven't got the camera, but I've got the case to it. I can hardly lift the case.
They were like boat anchors, and it's just ridiculous. So today you've got cameras this big, and the picture quality is amazing. So technology's come a long way, and but it's good again that you've salvaged a lot of it too.
And so fast forward to now, what are you doing yourself?
Now I'm a freelance cameraman up in Brisbane, Gold Coast area. And I do anything from Big Brother. I worked on all 8 series of that as the camera supervisor, so I was in charge of the whole sort of camera operation in the house itself and managing like 30 camera operators. So that was a good gig to get. Doing anything from government corporate productions to films, short films. I did a film a few years ago on the rodeo, like a commercial film, a 6-week shoot. Hard yakka sort of stuff. So still in television for some things, but verging out into a lot of other things, which keeps it interesting now, and you're not just stuck doing one thing. Yeah.
Right. Thanks very much for talking.
Right.
We'll let you get back and mingle with the crowd.
No worries. I'll go and grab a drink.
Okay,
right.
cheers.
See ya.
Well, Wayne, it's certainly a great exhibition of technology as we knew it at GMB6 more than 40 years ago, 50 years in fact. So how did all this happen? How did you collect all this stuff?
I think it started off when I was, as a GMV junior, I was just enthralled with the technology back then. I was 8 years old, and I used to go into the GMV junior show basically every night to see the equipment. It wasn't to be part of the show or anything, but it was behind the scenes I wanted to see, and how the cameramen worked and the boom operators and what everybody did. It was just the attraction of a kid in a wonder world for me, it really was. And then the opportunity came along about 32 years ago. I got rang up and they said all the black and white equipment's available. So I went down there and I tendered a price, and Maury Healy and Jimmy Perona ended up bringing the whole lot round to me.
And this is just a sample of it that we see here tonight, or today.
Yes, it is.
And you've certainly made it for a lot of people who worked at GMB, more than 100 of us at the function, and the memories just keep flooding back at the Vidicon cameras and the videotape machines. And videotape in those days, when I was there, was unheard of.
Yeah, yeah. Going back to the quad machines and the 2-inch, just the bulk of the tape and how fast it actually ran through the machine. People don't sort of realise that a full-size reel, where we go over here, let's grab one. Full-size reel like that would go for about 20 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's all we'd get out of a full-size reel. So, and the bigger reels than this, of course, for the hour. And when they first started having one machine, and then having to, what happens when there's a break, and you want to put the second roll on, what did they do?
Well, I think that happened, well, there were shows, I think, like Homicide and shows like that, where you couldn't run back-to-back tapes. So you'd have to alternate with film, which was always the way it was done until we got the second machine.
Yeah.
And that's the way And the news services back in those days were something else. We used to get the news from Channel 7 Melbourne by bus.
Right.
It'd be 24 hours old.
Yeah.
And we'd put together a half-hour news bulletin, let alone the international stuff, which would be 2 to 3 weeks old sometimes.
Right. Yep.
But we'd put together a half-hour bulletin. It's a far cry, technology back 50 years ago, to what it is today.
Absolutely. The amount of hands-on effort that went into behind the scenes. Not only threading up the tapes and that, and when you talk with the film, 30 seconds of film a commercial, and the guys were telling me they used to have a competition of who could thread the machines up the fastest to get the 30 seconds rolling to get the next ad break going.
Well, that's the way it was, and it was acknowledged. And of course, with film, it was physically spliced. It wasn't changing from one projector to another. Quite often the films and the programs themselves had the commercials spliced within them.
Yes.
And they had to be broken down the next morning and sent off to the next station.
And I've heard stories over the years how it got shorter and shorter and shorter on these, and there was parts of the clips missing in the end because of all these cuts and edits.
And of course there were the stories with the old telecine chains where occasionally reel 2 would go to air before reel 1, or reel 3 would go to air before reel 2, which caused a bit of confusion amongst the viewers.
It would. But yeah, from then on, over the years I've got to know the people at Win TV, and they've gradually been sending bits and pieces my way of obsolete equipment. The local radio club calls me Steptoe for obvious reasons. But I think I have a bigger, my wife would say I have a bigger collection than Steptoe at the moment.
Well, it's great, Wayne, speaking with you and seeing your gear in action and bringing back the memories, and you've certainly helped make this 50th anniversary of GMB6, the reunion, certainly helped make it a great success.
Well, I was just so proud to be here and have the equipment and the photos to be kept in the air. Hopefully we're going to have a museum in Shepparton one day.
Right,
to display it.
And of course we'll be back for the 100th anniversary.
Well, some of us might not, but yeah, it's been really great.
Wayne, been great speaking with you, and all the best with your continued collecting.
Thanks indeed.
They say there's a chance I could die in a car crash, maybe even from heart disease, maybe even skin cancer.
I could die in a work-related accident, or I could die in a fight.
The fact is, the biggest cause of death for men in my age group is suicide.
Please don't let this happen to me.
You can do something. Lifeline believes that suicide is mostly preventable. Help us save lives. Find out what you can do at lifeline.org.au.